Hi, this is Awesh. In this video, we are going to learn about observables, difference between promises and observables, and Angular services. Observables provide support for sharing data between the publishers and the subscribers in the application. It is an interface to handle many common asynchronous operations. So we usually know there are two type of operations like synchronous and asynchronous. Since JavaScript is a single threaded programming language, that means all the task is being done in the main thread. Let's take an example. Like our application want to display some data and that data is available on an API. So definitely it is going to make an API call and then it is going to display that particular data to the user interface. Now, since JavaScript is a single threaded programming language, so our application will wait until the complete data is back in our application using that API call, and then only it is going to display that data. So till this time, the application will be unresponsive, like user will not be able to interact with that particular application, and that is the problem. So to overcome this problem, we use observables. It actually do the long term operations in the background. It will not affect the main thread also, and it is going to do its operation in asynchronous way, and main thread will be doing its own work. Promises are also used to handle asynchronous operations in JavaScript, similar to observables, but they have differences. Let's talk about the differences here. Promises are native to JavaScript, whereas observables are not a native feature of JavaScript but provided by RxJS library. RxJS stands for Reactive Extension for JavaScript. Suppose our application is requesting a list of employee data from the API. The API server will now query the data from database or from some other data sources. Once the API server received the complete data, it is now going to respond the client with the complete data. But in case of observables, we are not going to wait for the complete data to be loaded. Instead of that, we are going to get the data in chunks. One more difference is promises will give data even if there is no use of that data. But in case of observables, if there is no subscriber to that observable, it is not going to provide that data. Now we can say observables are a function that converts ordinary data into observable stream of data. Same like component, services are also one of the main pillar of Angular application. Components are responsible to display data, rendering HTML templates, and hence they should not fetch data directly, right? As per the guidelines of Angular application, a component must use services to fetch the data from API or from other data sources like JSON files. One more feature of Angular services is one service can depend on other services. For example, your employee service can use authentication service to authenticate the users and authorize them. In the next video, I'm going to explain how a component can use services to do different kind of operations with simple coding example.